And unfortunately, yeah, broke the cylinder wall.
Dang, that thing looks like brand new.
Look at that stress. Jason's getting up there. He's going to dig for something in this tote that we have here.
Hey, guys. Welcome back. You gotta take the pan off.
We got to take the oil pan off to get a starter on. It's only 7 o'clock. We're doing good. We've been getting all these signs that we should go. We keep avoiding them.
Jeez, you see the fire come out the board?
Search LS backfire. It sounds like gunshots. So we're back over here at the shop, and Jason, stroker motor? I don't know. We should give them an update of what happened to this thing for the people that didn't see it. So this has Mall pistons. I'm so sick. Are you?
Getting better.
Mall pistons, Eagle 4-inch stroker crank, and it's got scat stroker clearance rods in there. And this is what we had, our NK Performance cam, Johnson lifters, all that stuff in it. We robbed that for the other motor that hopefully we didn't hurt.
So far, it looked good.
Yeah. So anyways, this is the motor that we probably have, Jason said, I think 69 seconds on maybe.
Probably.
And the injector stuck open. And unfortunately, yeah, broke the cylinder wall, cracked the deck surface, and then it does go down into cylinder 1 slightly. Nowhere near. This one goes like basically all the way down to the bottom of the piston. But yeah, what we're going to try and do here is we're going to tear this apart, push out all the pistons and rods quick here. All we got to do is take the windage tray off, I think, and then start pushing them out. So we want to check these 3. I don't think this one we're going to have to worry too much about, but definitely the 2. But yeah, push those out, check this all over, and then hopefully we can get him to hone out another block for us.
Yeah,
I
probably.
mean, if we get it all ready to go, and Jason, he can get it in the hone, I think we'll be good to get something honed out. Otherwise, we'll bring the other motor over here.
I'll push Nick's motor to the side and do this.
Yeah, yep. He doesn't need anything anyways, so.
Nope. You don't have no truck going anyways.
Yeah. They got a trailer, but no truck. All right. Well, we'll get the stereo part here, and let's see what we got going on. This is my major concern. I get this one as well, but let's see if we got hopefully good piston and rod. If not, we need to figure out if we need 1 piston rod or 2 pistons or whatever the case is, but let's tear it apart.
Dang, that thing looks like brand new.
All right, all the pistons and rods are out, and you can get a pretty good shot now, Jason. Not good. You're calling it an innie, though?
Yep. It's an innie, not an outie.
Yeah, so basically this side is the actual bore shape, and then you can catch your nail really good on this back side. This side actually pushed in, and I think we might have gotten lucky here. Let's see, number 3. What are we thinking here?
Other than the rust and stuff, and I don't see no wear mark. I have to check the rod, make sure it didn't.
Yeah. visual inspection. Camera makes it look deceiving, but it looks good. Just need to get everything checked over. Obviously, it's got the rust, like Jason said, from sitting in there. Probably should have tore this apart a little bit sooner, Jason, but...
Soak it in cider, should be fine.
Yeah, well, better late than never, but to us, I mean, well, to anybody, this block would be junk because of deck surface, but even if it had some damage in here, obviously LSs for us are like, I don't know, they just keep showing up at our doorstep for some reason. So, all right, the only thing left in here is the crank, and I think at this point we're going to leave it. Jason's getting up there. He's going to dig for something in this tote that we have here. Another one.
That's not going to dry sump. Is it LS? Yeah.
LS,
Well,
dry
two,
sump.
so it's a 3-stage.
So it requires a 3-stage pump.
Hole.
This come off of ours?
No.
No. So what we're doing is we're thinking about, are we thinking about it? Or are we doing it?
We're doing it.
We're doing it, I guess. Something we should have done on the Camaro before it went to Australia. We ordered all the stuff from Aviad or whatever it is. Aviad. It shows up wrong, unfortunately. Driver passenger, you know, from Australia to USA is a little bit different. So the fittings ended up on the wrong side of the pan. They were on the driver's side for them, passenger side for us, which was not where we wanted them. So unfortunately, we had to exnate that and it went wet sump. But now, I guess we're going to do dry sump on even a stock motor, Jason said.
Worst case,
obviously, it needs a little bit of work.
where's the... Well, it picks it up right here.
Yeah, pickups are clear on the other side. Thinking about maybe adding a few pickups to it.
Cool.
Possibly. We'll see, because I think the pump that Jason has is a 5-stage.
Yep, so they require 4 of
So,
those.
yeah, 5-stage, but that means 4 pickup sections, so we only have 2 here. So we'd have to add 2 more if we want to do that. We at least need to get the pan fixed and make sure everything's good that way first, and then decide if that's the pump we're going to run, or maybe we could borrow one.
Brian's got a few up there we can probably use. And that we need that drive too off of Mel's motor over there.
Oh, yeah. You know, we might have to borrow something off of one of the other motors. We'll return it. I mean, at least that we really can't damage the drive on the front, but... No, this is first things first. Let's see what we can do with this pan, and if we can add a couple pickups to it or not. And that'll answer that question. And then I guess at this point, we need to figure out what we're doing as far as getting another block, honing at 5,000s, hoping that these pistons and all the rods are good. Oh, you want to test fit it on there?
Might as well. Yeah. What do we got to do different or not? Right there, she is.
But do we have to run a windage tray then or no?
I'd have to say no.
You know, because I'm thinking with the windage tray on there, with having the 4-inch stroke, extra clearance windage tray, I don't know if you're going to get that to fit. I mean, the windage tray is laying right here. We could test it, but
Yeah, it looks like
that's for another day. We know what the plan is. We just need to figure out how to get this fixed.
Are these on the right side or wrong side? These would be on the driver's side, so
Pump will go on the passenger side, so you definitely want them further away. Loop the lines under, and the pump will be mounted here with the pickups down on the bottom here. Simple lines straight up and over. Sounds easy.
put a motor plate on the front.
Yeah, we'll probably end up putting a motor plate on the new motor in burning green. It already had one in there, so that'll be easy enough to do. What are these then? Just pipe plugs when they're done? Oh, O-ring.
O-ring, but the Allen had an O-ring.
Yep. So a few things will be missing there, but yeah, obviously these are there so you can get the pan rail bolts in and then put plugs in to keep the oil in the pan, obviously. So a little bit of protrusion here, but that's...
This is steel. You can
Yeah, that's a pretty simple fix. Looks like this should all beat right back down.
probably can beat her down.
Easy. I think a block of wood would probably be a better idea. All right, well, that's it for this one. Like I said, we'll get a game plan together, whether we do another block 5,000s or we still need to get the other motor over here, Jason, and probably check it over.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow. Might not be anything wrong with it. We might be able to stick it right back in again. So,
We'll put this on then.
Yep. All right. We'll check back in.
I'm getting these a little cleaner than last time.
We haven't even showed them that yet.
What we got going on here, Adam?
Well, did you get your oil pumped out? Because it looks like you forgot to take the vent out, Jason.
She sucks pretty good.
All right, well, we got our 4 2.5 gallon jugs. That's not for just this engine, obviously. That's for Jason's as well, but she's all put together. Dry sump. We didn't update any of this stuff, Jason. Dry sump over there. Mechanical fuel pump that we robbed off of another one. Okay, well, we got to head back. It's Friday, and we got a little bit of work to do. What time are we leaving?
It's 11 o'clock right now. 10 to 11.
11 o'clock?
When's Tanner getting there?
And we're leaving at 11 tonight?
We have to leave by 11 to get there to 8 o'clock.
We'll get more updates when we get back to the shop after Jason fixes this barrel. Hey, events in less than 24 hours. We should probably get started, guys. Hey, guys. Welcome back. So I think right about now we probably should be putting oil in it.
What is
tightening the last couple bolts.
5:13 at p.m.
Friday, Jason.
Friday, yeah. I was wanting
I thought the dry sump lines were on here already.
Oh, Jesus. We'll get brain damage. We got a lot of work to do yet.
Well, long story short, as you can tell, the oil pan bolts are coming out. Dry sump lines because, I don't know, Tanner, it doesn't really want to start, does it?
No, the starter hits. We're here. We got to cut this out.
we tried, we got brand new MSD. We've got the original, I don't know, what is this, Dyna Power Master. We tried this, I think this is some Chinese one, Tanner, but it doesn't matter. It's a big block Chevy, and an LS takes an offset pattern. As you can see, one holds offset. Jason wanted to drill this out and everything, but look, Tanner, needs fixed. Well, it does say slow cranking. I'll take a slow crank over not working at all.
Yeah.
So apparently Jason thinks that, well, I should say this. We were all kind of standing around, and I said, if we're going to do anything, just mark the damn oil pan. Let's get it off, and let's see if we can screw it up. So
just look at it.
Yeah, we're going to see. If it doesn't come out between that and the cross member,
Just gotta undo 4 bolts and drop the cross member.
We're giving up. It does actually hang there. If you just zip these 4 bolts out, I know that for a fact because we've done it before. But all right, we got a few more bolts. We got to figure out how are you going to get in there and get those out.
Very carefully.
Jason's dumbass response all the time. All right, well, we'll see if we can get the rest of the bolts out. We'll figure out what's going to happen. This just gets dumber by the minute.
You should have showed them what we had to do to the cross member to even get the motor to even fit in here.
Yeah, well, I guess if you don't want a motor plate in here, again, the motor mounts, Tanner, that I made, they're El Gano. Non-existent. They're laying all over the floor back there. I cut them all out. I had to sawzall like 3 times and chop it all up. But all right, per usual, Jason's determined somehow we're going to make it to Weston's tomorrow. But
might have seen my oil there, I guess.
He says that he noticed the starter might be an issue, but yet we continue to just put it in here and wait till the last minute. So, all right, we'll give updates along the way, but that's the current situation. Even though the air compressor is running, Jason, little update, slight modification. Let's stay back a little bit from the welds, but good thing Tanner welded it.
Yeah.
Nope, so we got just enough clearance for the starter right here. I had to kind of grind that back out and should have made that further forward, Jason.
Yep.
But no, basically cut this section out that was, rolled right here like this and flipped it upside down, welded that back in, and Jason cleaned out all my stickers in there. And yeah, we're ready to slap this back on. Torque converter, put all of our dry sump lines back on. Header, Tanner, because we can't get so to get the starter off, we should show.
You gotta take the pan off.
We gotta take the oil pan off to get a starter on. It's sitting literally right up against it. Won't let that bolt come out. Can't even get a socket in there, can you?
Nope.
let's get back to her. Tanner, time check. It's only 7 o'clock. We're doing good.
Pretty good.
It's gonna be a
8-hour drive.
It's gonna be a great day.
9-hour drive.
Yeah.
You tighten this fuel tank up, you said?
Yep. I tightened it up. Tanner, he checked it all over. He said it's good.
Yep.
Every nut and bolt.
We are ready.
What time is it? 10 o'clock?
9:33.
Wow, we're early. We said we had to leave by midnight. I mean, we're getting pretty close.
I don't know if I can. Yeah, that's not tight enough, but
No.
we better put some.
Well, we'll get
Oh, we
that.
better put some power steering fluid in it before we burn the pump up. We won't even need to worry about that line. All right, so we need to get some power steering fluid, or we can put ATF in there, can't we, Jason?
I thought Dad bought a gallon of it the last time.
All right, well, we need to find that, I guess. Otherwise, dry sump system's all good to go. We do need to put some water in it at some point here. Not too worried about that. But we got to prime up the fuel system because, again, mechanical fuel pump. This is off of Death Trap. And we got, our dry sump tank over here. I don't know if I showed any of this, but got a bracket made. Oh, it actually went down, Jason. We pumped the dry sump pump by hand. I did the first session. Jason took over and pumped it the second time. Tanner, he got thirds.
You got leftovers.
Yep.
Sloppy seconds.
Yeah, nope. Jason made some new breather lines. This is obviously our return to the dry sump, our feed, and then 5-stage dry sump. So it's got 4 pickups on the pan. I think I showed some of that. Otherwise, I could insert a picture here. Turned out really nice, Tanner.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we were not rushed or anything. We had plenty of time.
Looks like to me, we need to cover that up. Looks ugly. Needs it all black right here, too.
Well, that needs zip tied down anyways, but we don't care about that right now, Jason.
Oh.
We got to get it running, and somebody's got to drive through the night, Tanner. You don't know how to drive.
Not yet.
Yeah. There's always a first round. You got to start sometime. He's got a bang somewhere laying over here that he's going to be drinking. Oh, it's back. I can see it right back there. So he's going to be banging some stuff out here, I think. But all right, well,
Thing to do.
yeah, I don't know. I think Tanner, you can run the camera.
Yeah.
You found power steering?
Oh yeah, power steering fluid. We gotta get power steering fluid. We'll find that in the midst of all this stuff. Put some in there. We're gonna crank it over. Again, we cranked it by hand and actually got some oil in the clear view, but we'll just crank the motor over a little bit more. Check that, and I think we're gonna see if we can. What are we starting this thing on? You know, brake clean.
Sure.
What's that sound?
If I put that by the throttle body, it might fire right up. All right, we'll be back in just a moment and get her fired up here.
You got training fluid or you got power steering?
Oh, is there ATF in one of those here? All right, I'm getting excited. All right, Tanner.
Need more oil.
You run the camera. I'll look at the laptop because I don't really know what I'm doing. But I think we've hopefully got it set up. So, find that.
All right. What's that? Roll it over first. Crank it.
Yeah. No leaks.
Yep. Ready? Yep.
Let me see if we got RPM here again. Hold on. I do not. Okay, so Jason, he's big wiring wizard now. So. Listen to that little laugh.
Google.
All right, so anyways, he looked up the crank sensor, and all I did was I made the extension harness the same way it was. So I knew there was a chance it could possibly be wrong, but we're hoping we got crank signal, because at this point I've cranked over no RPM signal, so we're going to find out right now. Come on, baby. Yep, we're good. Okay, fire in the hole.
Not enough squirting?
I don't know. Think she can squirt some more? Or?
Probably didn't squirt it down up in there. Look at the angle. Maybe I need to squirt it up in there.
All about the angle and dangle, Tanner. Wide open.
Holy!
I'm gonna say something's not right. You want me to change that angle back? Right over. We've been getting all these signs that we should go. We keep avoiding them. Is this another one? But, you know, maybe somebody there knows how to actually make it run.
We won't have time to.
Look at Jason.
We won't have time to mess with it.
The one time he records, we're recording.
Maybe I could get on a good old Google and see what it says.
Yeah. Search LS backfire. It sounds like gunshots. Oh. All right. Well, we better do some investigating here. Hopefully, did we miss anything? Maybe we'll check the wiring over. Like coils. Did you plug the even in on the even side, or?
I thought you did.
I bet they're backwards. All right.
We
gotta check this. Pause. Well, next day, and Uncle Google might have taught us a few things that we probably should have read directions. So, crank trigger setup, I set it up. It is a 4-magnet crank trigger. So it's right on the front of the balancer down here, just a little thin wheel. A lot of you guys watching might know what it is, some of you don't, but all it has is 4 magnets in there. Obviously, one cylinder fires at every 90 degrees. And the way we had it set up was just like we do in our pulling trucks. We don't run EFI or anything, no computer. It's just literally an MSD box that takes that signal, fires spark. But unfortunately, because it's EFI computer controlled, it wants your, hard to explain, you got your wheel here, 4 magnets going around. And when you set top dead center on this side of your motor, up here on the top, which we have a pointer here. We did install a Motion Raceworks pointer on there. I guess apparently when you have the pointer at TDC on that, this magnet wheel out here, when you set your sensor up, you need to turn this 50 degrees before top, well, 40 to 60 is what they say, before top dead center. So a motor rotates this direction, turn it back 40 to 60 degrees. You need to have that pointer, which is down here, actually pointing at a magnet. And then that gives the computer time before we fire the ignition at 26, I believe, on this, to make any corrections or anything of that nature. So more magnets on the wheel probably would give us better resolution, I guess you could say, because there'd be more points for pickup. So there's a big gap between there, but people run these, not the most ideal situation, but we're going to go ahead. I got to change one setting in the computer. I got to put one plug back in because all that setting needs to be done when you're on the compression stroke. And then let's see what we got. And obviously, if you haven't figured out, we didn't go to Weston. So I think our next event might be this coming Saturday at the Ultimate Truck Callout in Indy. Yes, gas, not diesel. I get that. They invited us and wanted a burnout show, and we have the honor of the invite to go there. So let's see if we can make something happen here, get this thing running. Obviously, Jason's Beast just needs an oil change, and we're good, but let's get this thing fired up. Fire in the hole. Well, trying to give this a last-ditch effort, so I went and cut out of a harness, since you know we junk a lot of vehicles, and put a harness from an old vehicle there, and I just stripped and spliced it into, well, I just pushed it into the extension harness, coming down to the crank trigger. Now, I think I've got my wiring right. The thing is I can't run it this way because I actually had to cut off the connector because the starter won't come out unless the oil pan comes off. And I'm not taking the oil pan to get the starter off at this point. We need to modify that at some point or get a new pan. I just clipped off the little tang that holds it in because the distance from the starter to the sensor, the little tang has to open up to go around a clip. Yeah, well, it's so tight in between that starter. I mean, it probably would stay on, but long story short, I wouldn't risk it. So I'm going to let it down, keep those pushed in. I think they're right because we had to switch 2 wires. Change the Dominator, and let's see if she will run this time. All right, so bottom line, instead of having a custom configuration here, we can now go back to the GM LSX 24 tooth, and I'll switch the firing order back to what it should be, because when you run a single pulse, for whatever reason on these older LS engines, you got to fudge that. But let's change that back and fire it up. All right, so long story short, did a compression test, cylinders 1 through 8, and got all the way to the last cylinder, number 8 on the passenger back, 0 compression. So pulled the valve cover off. I wish I would have showed this, but I haven't called Jason yet, but that was his side of the motor, and he didn't get the push rod in the lifter, so unfortunately we were not opening the intake rocker, and that's why it sounded like it was missing. Loading up. I just fired it up with the original crank sensor in the block. I just switched it back to the crank trigger. So let's go ahead and fire it up here and see what we got. All right, well, that sounds a lot better. So I think the next goal is here, we'll move some stuff behind us, four-wheeler, get it rolled back, get some water in there. That way we can let it run for just a little bit, and maybe we'll get it out and just buzz it down the street, make sure she opens up good, sounds good, and yeah, we'll see if we got a burnout truck for hopefully this weekend, Indianapolis. There's the Ultimate Truck Call-Out Challenge. Oh, let me get out, edit this out. The Ultimate Truck Call-Out Challenge, which I think I mentioned before, the diesel burnout competition. We're going to try and hit up and hopefully make some money back so we can get some profitability out of this thing. I mean, there's never profits, but we need to fund our Australian trips. And winning money is the only way we're going to be able to do it. So let's roll her on back. We'll get some more footage here and fire it up. Otherwise, it sounds good. Again, this is a 403-inch stroker 6-liter. And it's got stroker crank with, I don't even remember, scat rods and mall pistons, I believe. So we pulled this out of the other motor that we blew up due to a stuck injector number 3. Split that bore, everything looked good, and slapped it together in another 5 thousandths bored out, honed out block, and so we're ready to rock and roll.